This is the Enjoy Life podcast, here to help you choose your mindset, goals, and actions so that you can guide your life in the direction that you want it to go and enjoy it. It does take a little bit of work, some effort on your part, but that effort is worth it because this is your life and you can experience the benefits of the work that you do. And this podcast is here to help. Life doesn't magically turn out exactly how you want. It's up to you to make it happen. Now, you may not have chosen to be exactly where you're at right now in your current situation, but you will choose what you do about it. If you're ready to put forth a little bit of effort, take some small steps toward living the life that you want, then you're in the right place. Let's get started.
Hi, I'm Nick Mazey, and welcome to the Enjoy Life podcast. I'm glad that you're here today. Now, this is episode 120. Wow, these podcast episodes just kind of fly by. What the good thing is about being 120 is that if you want to look up any of these show notes or look up anything that we talk about, then you just go to nickmazey.com and search for 120, and it'll come up with this episode. But, you know, I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're here and you're taking time to listen to this podcast right now. You know, this podcast is about enjoying life and, and being positive, making the best of our situation, choosing our mindset, goals, and actions, and kind of taking some ownership. Because we do have the power to choose those things, and when times are tough, like right now, a lot of people are really in this tough time. When times are tough, it's even easier just to kind of just give up and say, well, I can't control all that outside stuff, so I might as well just give up on everything else and to not be intentional about what we do. But that's not you. That's not you, because you're listening to this podcast that is Enjoy Life. Choose your mindset, goals, and actions. And so hopefully you're on board with that, or at least have your mind open to that a little bit, because that's what we're going to talk about. Before we dive into the material for this episode, I just want a friendly reminder, or just give you a friendly reminder. Connect with me on Instagram. If you want some more of the positive, kind of a little bit of encouraging stuff that I share in this podcast, it's similar on my Instagram. It's just at Nick Mazey, but it's all going to be just kind of positive things. Also, there you'll get to know me a little bit more. I kind of share pictures of things that you don't see the pictures of in this podcast or anything like that, obviously. So just go to Instagram. You can search for at Nick Mazey. And you can connect with me, send me a DM, tell me some of the goals that you're working on and what you're doing to make them happen. It'd be great to hear from you. Great to connect. So let's dive into today's episode. This material I got for you. And I was saying at the beginning, these are some challenging times. Obviously you know that, or if you're listening to this later on and not when it first comes out, and a little bit into the future, and times have improved a lot. Well, then it's still some good information, because there's always going to be some obstacles, some challenge. There's going to be some sort of tough time. Today we are talking about the obstacles and challenges. But what's interesting is that a lot of times when we're talking about obstacles and challenges to achieve a goal, we're not always thinking about the really tough times, like when society and globally we're experiencing some tough challenges. A lot of times it's more of just the challenges and obstacles each of us as individuals face toward our own different goals. Well, sometimes the challenge that you're going to experience towards your goal is big, in that it's not just difficult for you to overcome, but it's everywhere. And that's a little bit of where we're at right now. These times are really tough, and it's making it more difficult for people to achieve their goals. That's just kind of a fact, okay? But as you know, if you've been around, and this is not your first episode, then you know that I'm going to shift that conversation, shift that mindset back to what we can do, what we can control. Because always in life, there's a million things that we can't control. There's things we can't do. And now is a great time to go back to what we can do. Well, we can use these times, we can use these challenges, these obstacles that we're experiencing, these massive ones. We can use this to improve. We can actually, this can be a good thing. It's the challenges, that help us to improve. And there's a great saying that says, today's struggles will give you the strength you need tomorrow. I mean, think about it. A global pandemic like we're kind of we're in the middle of right now, no one's really experienced this. So, talk about a struggle, if today's struggles and challenges are going to give you the strength that you need tomorrow, well, then tomorrow you're going to be really strong, because we're going to make it through this time. We're going to make it. We can be stronger. We can be better because of this challenge, because of this tough time where we're struggling. And here are some specific ways, that you can learn and you can improve. First one is just we can learn to adapt. No one, or I didn't really see this coming. And I've had to adapt a lot, just in my daily schedule and life and just everything. It's been all about adapting to what I need to do right now for me and my family, and just to be smart and do the best that I can right now. That's an adaptation. That's adjusting to what's going on the outside, so that I don't just give up on everything that's important to me. I'm still going to need to serve my family and take care of them and provide the best of my ability. I got to adapt. And learning to adapt to something that's huge, like this, when there's all these restrictions, we got to stay at home and you can't do this and you can't do, learning to adapt during those challenging times, like the one we're in right now, learning to adapt is huge. Because life is about adapting. When you're pursuing your goal, whatever your goal is, there's going to be an obstacle or a challenge, and you're going to have to adjust to it. And the more that we get fired up over, well, I wish that it wasn't like this, or why is it like this, and we don't spend that time adapting, the more that you kind of fight that you have to adapt, well, then you're just losing energy, and you're losing the effort that you could put into actually pursuing what you have, what you want. So you can take all that effort and that energy, and just learn to adapt, practice adapting like you're having to do right now. You're having to do it anyway, so you can just get better at it. And that way you can continue to pursue your goals. And it's going to be a wonderful skill going forward. I mean, think about it. You're going to have to adapt to this massive change. And so whatever little things come along your way, go after this, piece of cake. You got it. And another thing, another way that, this time right now, how these times can help you improve, is that you're going to get really good, at doing the best with what you have. Because think about it. Like, what if one of your goals was health? And you used to go to the gym. I'm using that example because that's me. Oh, to do the best with what I have, I have to adapt, but I have to use the things that I have, in my own household and all that stuff, so that I can get my exercise. Or whatever it is, whatever your goals are, and you're trying to pursue, being able to focus on doing the absolute best with what you have. That's going to help you to move forward. It's going to help you to make some progress and improve during this time. But also that skill of doing the best with what you have is huge, because going forward after this, when things do improve and you're going to be really good at doing the best with what you have, when you have a little bit more and that situation improves a little bit, you have some more resources, you're just going to knock it out of the park, because you're going to be better at doing the best with what you have. And you're also going to be better at making the most of your situation, making the most of exactly where you're at. Making the most of where you're at and doing the best what you have, they really go hand in hand. But when that situation improves, when that situation and your outside surroundings and all that stuff gets better, man, really being able to focus on making the most of it, seeing the opportunities where other people just see the limitations, that's going to be huge. And I've said this before, I've never been stuck at home like this. This COVID-19 thing has really taught me to really make the most of where I'm at physically. It's just every bit as important as making the most of the things that I have. Because sometimes, like I say in the intro, you don't always choose to be where you're at, but you choose to do, but what you choose is what you do about it. All right. Another way that these times can help you improve, so they're teaching me, and they might be teaching you too, to not give up. We just got to keep going. We got to, and right now it's one of those things that's, it's not really a choice. We just got to keep going. But developing that mindset, and really being able to shift your thinking back to, I'm just not going to give up. I'm just going to keep going and doing what I need to do. Being able to do that is a huge benefit for when times improve. So you're getting good at not giving up. And I really hope this next one is in line for you. I really hope that this is one of the areas that you're getting better on. And if not, and actually that's the next two things I really hope are ones that you're getting better on, that are helping you improve in these areas. And if not, well, don't give up. You can work on these. And the first one is you have hope. I know these are tough times. These are challenging times. A lot of it's a struggle. I get that, but don't give up on the hope. Have hope. There are tough times. And these times right now, there's some of them. They're tough, but don't give up on hope. Have hope, because you've made it through 100% of every worst, tough struggle you've ever been through in your entire life. You're batting 1,000. You made it through 100% of them. So your track record's great. Don't give up hope now. You can make it through this. You can. We will make it through this. So have that hope. Keep hope. And on top of that, or kind of related to that, is another way that these tough times can help you to improve is they can help you to develop that skill of being able to focus on the good. And intentionally thinking about the good and kind of shifting our minds and our thoughts and our words back to the good, positive things. It's a huge skill. It's so valuable. And when I keep talking about it's about being able to focus on the good or being positive. It's not ignoring all the negative things. I'm not pretending like there's not a virus out there that people are getting sick with. No, I'm not trying to stick my head into the sand and just ignore everything. But it's like I can choose to focus on that negative stuff, or I can do the best with what I have. I can adapt. I can make the most of my situation. I can not give up. And if I'm doing all those things, then that's a lot of good, positive things to focus on. It's not saying that there's nothing bad out there, but you just can choose to focus on the good things, because that way you can enjoy your life a little bit more. When you focus on the good, you're more willing to adapt because you know that there's something positive out there that you can work toward. When you focus on the good, it's easier to not give up because you know that your efforts are going to be worth it. When you focus on the good, it's easier to do the best with what you have and make the most of where you're at. You can get good at the skill of shifting your mindset and your thoughts and all that back to the things that are positive, because that's what's going to help you to keep moving forward. It's going to help you to keep moving forward towards your goals, and it's going to help you to enjoy life more. All right. Now, these are all some things that I believe these times right now can help us to improve. Now, you don't have to learn through these, learn from these times. You don't have to. Life is ripe with teaching all the time, and especially right now, I believe. The thing is, though, is that when life teaches you stuff, it's not typically fun. The wonderful times, the easy times, well, for me, tend not to teach me as much of the valuable lessons and how I can improve my life. It's more of the unpleasant, not so fun times that I learn the most from, and that teach me things about improving and being the best that I can. It's the struggles, the challenges that gives us the strength that we need. So this time, well, sometimes it kind of sucks. All right. I don't like, be all negative, but it does. It's not a great fun time, but it doesn't mean there's not any good in it, because we can choose to get the most that we can out of this time by developing and learning and improving in areas that are crucial skill sets that are going to help us going forward. And they're going to be monumentous for our progress when things do improve. Like I said, you're going to just knock it out of the park. When things get a little bit better, you're going to be so good at these different areas that you're just going to use them to carry forward toward achieving your goal. You don't get stronger by doing easy things. You get stronger by doing hard things. And that's what it is right now. Right now, you're getting stronger. You're developing skills. You're improving. Take full advantage of it. Make the most of this time. See it like that. It might make it a little bit easier for you. I know it makes it a lot easier for me when I see about how much I am adapting and improving it, and I'm doing these things. I know it makes it a lot easier for me to keep moving forward. And I hope it does for you too. I know I'm talking about goals a lot, and these times may be tough, but don't give up on your goals. Keep know your goals, pursue them. You might have to adjust and shift a little bit, but that's okay. You still can have goals for you and your life and the things that are important to you. And to help you out with your goals, I made a little 7-point checklist. It's 7 points for powerful goals. And they apply every bit now as they did 3 months ago, and when things improve. These are things that you want. You want your goal. You want to be able to look at your goals and check these boxes and say, "Hey, my goals hit on every single one of these," and that's going to help pull you forward toward them. It's going to help you to have those powerful goals that bring you toward that life that you want, because you're just going to be making progress on them, because you can't do anything but pursue them with all that you have. Those are the powerful goals that I want you to have, and those powerful goals, you'll be able to check all 7 of these. So see how your goals stack up, and you might be able to find some ways to improve them if you need to. To get that 7-point checklist, you can go to nickmazy.com/goals7. That's nickmazy.com/goals7. That's GOALS, and then the number 7. Get the checklist, see how your goals stack up, make the adjustments that you need to so that you can really pursue the things that you want in your life. All Thanks for listening to today's episode. I'd love it if you'd either rate and review the podcast, that way more people can find it, or connect with me on Instagram. Either way, it'd be a huge help. I'd love to hear from you. Take care, and I can't wait to talk to you again next week.